Hello and welcome to Mythical Meeples. Today I'll be unboxing Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Knights War Dogs. So within this kit we get two Chaos Knight miniatures. These can be used to make the War Dog Brigand, the War Dog Karnivore and the War Dog Stalker. The Brigand is armed with two guns as its main weapons. The Karnivore is armed with two melee weapons, and the War Dog Stalker gets one of each. Also included are two different types of top guns. You get a stubber and you get a missile launcher of sorts. So let's have a look inside the box. So inside we get a sheet of instructions. We get a transfer sheet containing various iconography for Chaos Knights. You've got the Knight Houses, and then you've got Chaos Stars and runes at the bottom here. We get two 100mm bases, and then we get a host of sprues. So you get two lots of 3 different sprues. So you've got this one here, which contains shoulder pads, weapons, and armor pieces, head pieces. This one which contains the main body of the knight, so you get parts of the feet, you get the carapace and sort of the main body here, the exhaust pipes here, and the final sprue contains the leg pieces and more of the weapons as well. I'm going to have a look at the instructions first though. So we've got the instructions here. So you can see you've got the 3 variants of Chaos Knights that you can make. All of them follow the same initial steps, it's merely the weapons that change. So as you can see, you assemble the leg pieces and you assemble the bottom part of the body, which you then use to attach the legs to. Next up, you have the feet. You assemble those and then you attach those to the bottom of the legs. There's also a few other bits that you put onto the legs, so you can see here the little armor piece that goes in the legs. You get chains and pipes that you attach to the bottom of the legs depending on which variant you choose. So you can have the right leg forward or the left leg forward. You just get a few different pieces that go between the leg joints and the hips. And then you've got a couple of different pieces that can hang down between the legs as well. So you've got some chains or you've got a cloth. Next, you start building the torso. So you've got here a few different steps, and then you stick the exhaust on. So you stick the main body together, and it's fairly straightforward. So the next steps tell you how to build different weapons and how to attach those to the model. So you can see you've got the chain blade here. So this doesn't have very many pieces to it. You've got the 2 main parts of the blade, and you've got a few different pieces of the arm that attach to it. You've also got a little bit of extra detail on the front of the blade there. Likewise, the claw doesn't require too much work. You've got the main part of the hand, and then you simply stick on the different parts of the claw. Then you attach the arm and the shoulder joint. And you've got a few more steps here. So if you're going for the other arm as well, there's a few slightly different steps that you have to follow just to keep the orientation of the claw right. Next up we have the thermal spear type weapon, dragon breath melter it might be called. So you can see that doesn't have too many steps. You stick the 2 halves of the gun together, not sticking the arm piece, then you stick the attach the shoulder joint to them as well. It gives you lots of freedom of movement, so you can adjust your weapon as you like. Next up you have the Gatling cannon. So you can see here again you stick the 2 halves of the gun together around this joint, and then you just put the extra details on. So you've got magazine and the front of the cannon, and then you've got the shoulder joint as well. And again, you've got the two variants depending which arm you wish to stick it onto. So steps 9, 10 and 11 show you assembling the different options. So you've got the Carnivore, the Brigand and the Stalker. Next up, you've got the head options. So you've got a few different head options. I really like the skull and sort of metal head that you see here, and I will be using those on my Carnivores. And then here you've got the two different weapons that go on top of the model. These do just slot in and out of the hole, so you can change them over should you wish to, without needing to do too much work. And then you've also got here a few extra accessories that you can customize for your model. So you've got spikes that go in the front here, or chains, depending which way you want to go. So that's it for the instructions. Let's have a look at the sprues. So you can see there's a lot of detail in these sprues. You've got sort of cracks in the armour, you've got little bumps in the armour, got all the spikes here. You can see the teeth or the fangs of the bone head, skull head even. You can see all the rivets in the armour. These are really detailed kits, really lovely. Let's have a look for mould lines. So they're just aren't really any. They might need a little bit of cleanup, but you can see here, or you can't see here, the mould lines as it were. Really detailed kit. So you can see you've got the claw hand here, you've got the horns that can stick on the front of the war dog, got the shoulder joints, you've got the stubber over here. Really detailed models, really crisp and clean, well designed. Got a couple ravens here as well, should you wish to stick those onto your war dog, which would match the Night Abominant kit. Next up, we've got the legs and the weapons. So you can see here you've got the various leg pieces. They just stick together. You've got the leg joints here, which you can see just slot in back here. You've got the thermal spear and the chain blade. This is another piece that's optional that can go on the front of your war dog. So again, you've got skull detail in here. You've got all the rivets you can see. You can see the joints between the armor plating. Really detailed. You've got little wires. This is a really well designed kit. And you can just about make out the mould lines on the little launcher here. A bit more prominent, but again, there's not too much cleanup required. Most of the work with this kit will be the assembly. It's really well designed. I do recommend, if you're going to build these, looking out for magnetizing videos as well. It just lets you swap over the weapons of your war dogs should you wish to. Really easy to do and gives you a lot more customization. Last sprue we're going to look at is the main body of the knight. So you can see here you've got the top of the carapace, you've got sort of gaps between the armor plating, you've got lots of rivets, you've got little lumps and nodules, you've got chains which are very iconic for chaos, spikes as well. Again, mould lines aren't too prominent. You can make them out here on the pipe, but they're very easy to clean up. They're quite thin and should just be removed very, very easily with the back of a hobby knife. Really crisp kit. You can see all of the details in here as well. So you've got all these little extra little pipes that you can paint in. very, very well designed kit. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please like, comment, subscribe. This helps my channel be seen, help the video be seen, so that I can grow as a community. If you also want to support me, you can become a member of Mythical Meeples, where you'll gain access to extra content, sneak peeks and behind the scenes. There'll be a link in the description below. Alternatively, you can become a member or a Patreon, where you'll also gain access to similar content. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.